after last week when we had the monsoons, the tornadoes, everything through the Detroit area, we got a little mellow. This past week in Labor Day was sensational. It was awesome. There's a lot of reasons for that. But right now we're going to talk about something else awesome, is football. That's right, everybody. We've got some major football competition hitting the road. And right now we've got Coach Hudspeth from University of North Alabama. How you doing in Bama?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for calling.
Oh, thank you for being on the show. Now listen, man, tell a little bit about the background, what's going on. You've got on the internet lots of press about your background, what you've been doing, and all the good charity work you do out there.
Well, we're really proud of our football program here at the University of North Alabama. A lot of good players, a lot of good coaches before us obviously helped pave the way for, I think, a lot of success that we're having today. We've coming off 2 straight 11-win seasons, so and we've had some success as of late. And right now, preseason number 4 in the country, have not played a game yet. We open up this Saturday.
That's pretty impressive when you think about what's going on out there and the framework of it. How do you set this up for each season to start attaining those levels? What do you do in preseason to get ready for the season after having such success in the previous 2?
Well, honestly, I think in any good program, you got to have good players. There's an old saying: it's not the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and Joes. And right now, I think we've got a lot of good Jimmies and Joes, a lot of good players. They're working awful hard. You don't start preparing for a season when you report in August. Your preparation begins back in January. And so we've had a great year of preparation, good year in recruiting, and hopefully we'll have another good season this year.
The one thing that I see across the country as far as colleges go is that the level of, I guess, expertise the coaches have and the exceptional in-shape athletes each college is now receiving. Have you seen it as far as your years is the change?
It certainly has. Football now is 365 days a year, and preparing a football team and preparing yourself if you're an athlete. If you're a college athlete and you expect to have any success, you're going to train every day and every week. It's no more of just taking the summer off and reporting to camp. So, like I said, it's really evolved with the 707 camps that the high schools are doing in the summer now. They're not just turning everybody over to basketball and baseball in the summer. Now football is starting to get their share, obviously, of year-round training, and it's really paid off. And I think that's why you see so much parity these days in college football, because there's so many good players, and especially now with you training year-round, it helps you close some gaps.
Now, talk a little bit about your division, how it's shaping up, and how it looks for you for this upcoming season from what you can tell in your scouting reports.
Well, I tell you, we've got a very tough conference, and obviously Division II is an extremely tough division. If you saw this past week, Carson Newman beat UT Chattanooga, a 1AA program. Delta State beat Jackson State, a 1AA program. Tarleton State beat Stephen F. Austin, another 1AA program. So people really don't give Division II probably enough credit. There's a lot of great players in this league, and you're able to get players in Division II that Division I players cannot get in. So that's how we attract a lot of what we call Division I players to our level. And this league is always extremely tough. In our conference with Valdosta State, Delta State, 2 outstanding teams.
Yep.
And then in Division II in general, you got Grand Valley State, Northwest Missouri, who are perennially in the last 5-6 years been very tough football programs. So a lot of good football teams out there.
I would have to say is that I've been on the bandwagon for Division II for some time now, talking about it. I've been sort of taking shots at Michigan, and I've actually called that game straight up. I actually was predicting 14, and if that guy would have ran it in for the end zone instead of celebrate after he blocked the punt, I might have been closer to my goal. Tell me a little bit here is that I don't think that's an upset. I think that was a flat-out beating. I think Appalachian State had a quality program that the country and the media haven't been focusing on these schools. Division II is exceptional programs. You guys have pros. You guys have top-notch athletes going to your programs. And with your coaching coming out of your programs better than they went in, I don't think this Michigan loss was something that was David and Goliath's story. I think Appalachian State, with the 2 championships they have, is the story that they were that good.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said, but for teams that are used to winning, Appalachian State, they're used to winning. They've got a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger about them, and I'm sure they circled the wagons since January, and all they've been preparing for is, hey, we're fixing to shock the world, and they're used to winning, and that was their opportunity on the big stage in front of the country to say, hey, we can compete with the big boys, and they certainly can. They've got an outstanding team. Coach Moore does an outstanding job there. I think in some ways, anytime you go into Michigan, number 5th ranked team in the country, may be a little bit of an upset. But to be honest with you, it wasn't near as big as an upset as people think it was, obviously, because Appalachian State, you don't win back-to-back 1AA national championships without having an outstanding football team.
I think you call it with Jimmy and John's or something. I think that comes down to it. In Division II itself, your framework now, where do you see yourself finishing off and start of the preseason there? Because you've got a pretty good ranking and a definite squad.
Well, right now, I'll know a lot more about our football team after Saturday. We've had a good camp. We've got some good players returning. We lost some awful good players, too. But we feel good about our team. We need to play to sort of get a thermometer of where we're at. We hope we're prepared like every team does. And so the team that we're playing, Tusculum College, has already played 2 games. And so that's a big concern of mine because, a lot of those first game mistakes, they've got those out of the way, plus the second game. So they've been seeing live bullets for 2 weeks, and we haven't yet to take a snap from under center.
Yeah, but you guys will probably have that Johnson ready to hit somebody, right?
Well, I'm hoping so. I hope our Jimmys and Joes are ready to play, and I think they're ready to hit somebody else other than themselves. And playing at home at Brawley Stadium is a huge advantage. Last year, we're averaging right at 11,000 a game, and that's actual people in the stands. And, that's better than probably half of all 1AA programs. And to be honest with you, probably better than a few 1A programs, if the truth was to be told. So we've got great support here at the University of North Alabama. It's a great environment to play at Brawley Stadium. We've just set an attendance record last year, and so hopefully our fans will show back up this year, and we can keep building on that excitement.
It's got to be very exciting for you to put that together and watch the X's and O's and Jimmys and Joes all start coming together as one unit. Who are some of the exceptional athletes you have that have come up through the ranks that are really starting to show themselves?
Well, we've got a defensive lineman named Tim Hunt. He's a 5th-year senior, outstanding football player. He's 6'4", 265, can really run. He'll be a player that the scouts will be watching this year. We've got another defensive end, Antron Dillon, a transfer from Vanderbilt. He's 6'5", 255, so outstanding football player. And our quarterback, A.J. Milwee, is a returning starter after winning 11 games last year as a first-year starter. He's an Alabama transfer. So we've got some outstanding players that I think are set to have some hopefully an outstanding season. But it takes teamwork, obviously, in football. It's definitely not a one-man show, that's for sure.
Now, what are kind of things you're doing right now to get set up for this game outside of your normal practice?
Not a whole bunch. We're trying to stay focused, trying to get on a normal routine. As a head coach, obviously, I'm always hit with all types of distractions and things I have to handle. And
thank you very much for one of them.
Football. Excuse me?
I said thank you for being one of them here at the show.
That's right. We're doing shows, and I'm handling, the week of the game. You got tickets, all kind of things you're trying to get done, media, but that's things we enjoy doing to promote our football program. Our assistant coaches are doing an outstanding job, I think, in preparing our team. Trying to keep our kids grounded, trying to keep them focused, trying to keep their grindstone to the wheel, trying to just sharpen our blade this week and be ready for Saturday.
Now, the one thing that I think that you didn't mention strong enough for yourself is that I believe in my heart that Division II coaches have a better chance of really coaching these players that come in. You get a guy that might have great grades, is a good player, but there's some potential there. You can work on that potential. Talk a little bit about that, how the coaching is a little structured different than some of the big dogs.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's structured a whole lot different, to be honest with you.